educated cow horse, you need to know that you're on an educated cow horse. Because what will happen is when your horse is chasing the steer, if the steer stops or changes directions, you will stop and change directions. You will go in a different direction. So it's important to know if your horse has been on steers before, just to reinsure yourself that you want to sit back. You want to be on your pockets. You want to have your heels down in those stirrups. Because old Melba there, I rode with her a good bit the last time she was in training, and I put one of my students on, and they were all excited to chase steers. The steer took off cantering, Melba took off cantering, and that steer stopped and turned back on the rail, and Melba stopped and turned back on the rail, and the student did not. I said, well, some lessons you got to learn the hard way. Just because you are going fast when you are chasing steers does not mean you want to be forward and over the horse's neck. Steer chasing is never barrel racing. Because what will happen, your horse is faster than those steers. If you get out in front of them, you get out past that drive line, get in front of their eye, that steer is going to turn back. And when that happens, you want to make sure that you are sticking with that horse. So look out, it's just a soccer ball. So there's no difference. It's a soccer ball with horns that poops. Look, the horse refuses. What's it going to do if it refuses? It's going to go left or right. So as long as you just redirect and redirect, don't trap the horse. Don't try to get the horse stuck. Movement is your friend. There we go. There we go. Look how she has her hands towards the horse's face, but out to the side. This really helps her timing. Since she has the horse on loose rein, hands forward, very quickly, if that horse tries to veer left or right, that opposite rein is going to catch the horse's face. But when the horse is going straight, the horse feels free to go. That's what we're looking for. That's going to be a big one. All right, you guys are ready? All right, I want you guys down in the far corner down here over by the water bucket. I'll start with you.
Okay.
Let's get number 5. Good luck. All right, let's bring Aztec over here to this side.
Which one's 5, Michael?
The one with the 5 on it.
I can't see the
Oh,
one
you got to ride close in and
Oh,
find
I
out.
see it now. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
And go.
I'm getting him over
That
here.
is correct.
Okay.
Come on, lady, if you'll steer this one over here on this side. Make sure you're... So you want to think about your core being loose. It's great to exhale, loosen up your hips, sit down on your tailbone, and then you start deciding how are you going to steer it. So right here, she rides Cody towards the eye. Look here, this ain't San Francisco. Calm down. Get it. It was funny. Okay. That's it. Now be ready to cut it off. Cut it off. If you get behind it, it's going to shoot right out. So what I saw there is there was a wall of horses. So you shoot that steer behind the wall of horses. Well, now you got to come around the front so you can keep funneling them in that direction. Because the second that that wall or that fence is not there, they're going to break back. The great thing about this is you know where they want to go. They want to go back with their friends. So that's what cutting is. If steers weren't herd animals, cutting would not be a sport. The thing that allows you to cut a steer is the fact that you know where they want to go. So you're driving them away from the herd. Cut left, cut left, cut left, cut left. There we go. That's it. So once I've got that steer moving behind those horses, I would probably go in front of those horses.
Okay. Yeah, fix my skirt when you get back. They're way too long.
That's it. That's it. So Cody there, even though he's a trick riding horse, he's actually a buckle winning head horse. That's it. That's it. Wait for it. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Cut left. Cut left. Cut left. All right. And this is why cutting horses have to be able to stop so well. Good job. Good job, little lady. All right. Let's bring Azteca and let's get Bucky. Let's get that paint on paint violence. Bucky is the black and white one. The one that looks like an Appaloosa with his teeth hanging out of the bottom. Look at that goofy grin that he has. That's why his name's Bucky. You see his teeth hanging out of the bottom there?
Once he tells you about it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. He looks like he should be wearing some overalls. That's it. Go right to his butt. There you go. So you want to ride to that number 6. There we go. That's it. Why does he have blue on his face?
He's rubbing on somebody else's back.
Sure. It wasn't the painter.
Could've been.
Got paint on your face. Big disgrace. All right, you're passing. There you go. There you go. Right to his butt. Right to his butt. Right to his butt. There we go. Good job. Very controlled. Very nice. So one of the big mistakes a lot of folks make is they just overpressure it. Well, then the faster we're going, the less control we have usually. So you come and absolutely use all the rage and energy and everything you need when you need it. But if you just come in here crazy and they scat, that's why one of the most important keys to a good cutting horse, athleticism, speed, handle, all that stuff is great. If the horse can't walk in, it can't overcome his emotions and walk in quietly to the herd, he won't make it. He will not be in the sport. If he's one of those, he's a cowie horse, well, that's great. That's half of it. But if you can't come in controlled into the herd, you're going to spook them off. And now you got them going every kind of direction you could think of. You want them responding to you, not reacting to you. All right, Specs. Let's get Joe. Joe is the paint. Yes. So many of these situations, if your horse wants to bite a steer, you allow that to happen. Because that is the pressure that they are putting on the steer to get them to move. That's it. That's it. Now look at the distance she's giving him. She's not rushing right up on him. Oh. That's it. Yeet, yeet. Yeah. Good job. Good job. So, who all enjoyed their Liberty session yesterday? Was that pretty cool to watch and see? Okay. So, actually what you're seeing here is Liberty of the steers. You get the old steers in here. Look how they start seeking out. That is the loneliest corner here. They have no reason to be over there. Look how they're actually, the older ones especially, are starting to seek it out. And they really don't know where they're supposed to be, but they know they're supposed to be over here by the cones to get that release. So they think pressure, pressure, pressure everywhere, release right there. Guys, that's mark training. That's target training. That's Liberty right there. We can get a horse that is not cowie at all and make them an awesome rope horse, because we'll put that rope in our hand. Once we show them how to sort like this, we'll say, put your right nostril on that left hip. Anywhere else in the arena, you're going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to be kissing. I'm going to be bumping you with my calves. I'm going to be pushing you. When you put your nostril right here where I want to rope from, you will get left alone, and you will make anybody that sees that horse will think, man, they're so cowey. No, they're not. They're mark trained, and the mark just happens to be moving. So they think pressure, pressure, pressure everywhere, release if I stay right here on the steer. Well, then it becomes very easy to rope because that horse puts you in the same spot every time. So you're kind of seeing the same thing. Equine is horses, bovine is cattle. Those guys are starting to get trained the same way. You see them starting to look for their mark? Which one do you want?
Any of them.
Get number 2. I don't like him. There you go. I feel like the Wizard of Oz when I have this microphone on. Look how the intention of the horse is to get away, but as long as she can direct left and right, she can keep that horse in front of her. There we go. It makes me happy to see horses gating after cattle. I was told early on, you can't do that with a gated horse. Okay. Not only can I do it, but I can do it smooth, like, because I'm a smooth operator. Watch how the more the cows move away from them, the more confident the horses get. So it doesn't take very long at all. If this horse is in training and we sort or rope with this horse for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, that horse will go from being terrified of steers to really enjoying chasing them. Look how she shut down the second the steer shut down. She's already, day 1 of this, figuring out her job. You saw the same thing the day that we played our soccer tournament. Horses went from it being their first time to being good at it in 2 games. It's the same thing here. Hey, and nobody says you can't put more than one over there. Good job. Good job. All right, guys. I want the black ones down here and everything else down there.
Okay, we're doing it as a group?
Yep.
Okay.
So the black ones with instructions?
Black ones down here on the road side. The every other color up there by the gate.
So we'll just leave the 2 back. And I'll make that one come to it. The 2 up here. Yep. Caitlin, you want to step in there and bring the pink? Or bring the black, sorry. Yeah, he'll stay to the left of it. A little bit, yeah. I'll watch this. Yeah. But I'll help. You can get one over that top bottom.
So if you go to these ranch sorting or these team pennings, you'll notice they have one pinned up on the far side of the arena or the far side of the round pen by itself. Well, that draws the other ones. Because so many of them, if they played this game and they didn't have at least one steer on the far end, people wouldn't be educated enough to get the steers down there. So they'll cheat and they'll have one pinned up. So like down here in this corner of the arena where that corner is, on the other side of the fence, they would have one trapped off by itself. And that draws the attention of the other ones. Good job, guys. Good job. All right. Anybody who gets a tail gets a free beer. Who's going to grab a tail first? Yes. So one of my last students from earlier this summer, he was in Collera. Collera is a South American sport. Collera is a South American sport where they push the horse up against the steer as it comes out of the gate. And when it's running away, they reach down, grab the tail, wrap it around their leg, and flip the steer over. And they judge it on how quickly you can flip the steer over and how the steer makes a full rotation back. Yep, Armando. He was in that. He actually won the state championship in Kansas. That's it. Good job. Collera. It just means tailing.
Okay.
La cola is the tail.
What's that thing where they rope the cow and then they make the saddle horn smoke? They let the cow, or that's a horse they rope, isn't it?
They do it with both. They have all kind of skills. Do you understand what that comes from? That comes from having poor quality horses, and they had to get a long rope because they couldn't put the bind on the horse. So like Cody there, I can come off one of these and just sit his butt in the dirt and stop that steer. But if I had a little dainty horse that wasn't very strong, if I have 100 foot of rope and little by little by little by little slow him down, I can really take the bang off my horse. I can really take the pressure off my horse. The further you get away on the rope, the heavier something is. So they say you get the biggest batter horse in the world, and if you put a 100-pound sack at the end of a 100-foot rope, you will make him quit. So it's the same way. So a lot of those guys, they'll rope a horse as they're passing by on the fence at a full run. They'll throw the rope, and then they will sit down on the rope, and a little Hispanic person at the end of 100 feet can stop any horse because they get so far away because the horse can't stop them. The horse can't pull them. Absolutely. It's just because they didn't have enough horsepower to stop a lot of the big steers and cattle that they were stopping, so they need to develop a way to shut them down.
I thought it was just smoke the saddle horn.
Now it is, like everything. Now they don't need that. It's become a show of smoking the saddle horn. Do you know how sketchy it is and how many people lose their fingers? Gah! Speckles! Speckles! Good job, guys. All right, hop down, uncinch your horses, tie them up, and we will get the next group.